It's time for Movies Preview at 5 Star, a resume of the upcoming 3 movies to be shown here at the 5 Star Premier Residences of Dallas, Texas. I'm Mel Ginsberg, spokesperson for the movie committee at 5 Star, and today I'll be looking at the resumes for the movies to be shown on Saturday, October 8th, Sunday, October 9th, and Wednesday, October 12th. But before we get to the resumes, the movie committee is still looking for people. So if you do join the movie committee, as an extra bonus, you might get an invitation to the wedding of Frankenstein and his bride, which we will be talking about later in the show. Again, you will get an invitation to the wedding between Frankenstein and his bride, assuming there is such a wedding. And now to the resumes. Our movie for Saturday, October 8th, and again, all movies will be shown in the Glen Lakes room. The movie for Saturday, October 8th is as current as we can make it. And this week, the movie is called Father Stu, which came out in 2022. The movie is directed by Rosalind Ross. It's her directorial debut. And the movie stars Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, Jackie Weaver, and Malcolm McDowell. And now the resume for Father Stu. God needed a fighter, and he found one. Father Stu is based on the true life story of boxer turned priest Father Stuart Long, whose journey from self-destruction to redemption inspired countless people along the way. The movie describes the 2 major fights in Stuart Long's life. 1, the battle to become a priest, and 2, the battle against an incurable degenerative disease. Father Stu will be shown on Saturday, October 8th, with a matinee performance at 2 o'clock and an evening performance at 7:15. On Sunday, we show whatever, old, new, or anything we can. And the movie this coming Sunday is a sequel. It's called Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous. It came out in 2005. It lasts 1 hour and 55 minutes and is directed by John Pasquin. It's a sequel to Miss Congeniality, which came out in 2000 and which was shown here several weeks ago. The movie has an all-star cast. It stars Sandra Bullock, Regina King, Heather Burns, William Shatner, Treat Williams, Academy Award winner Octavia Spencer, Eileen Brennan, Regis Philbin, and Dallas's own Stephen Tobolowsky. And now, the synopsis, or the resume, for Miss Congeniality 2. Gracie Hart, played by Sandra Bullock, was never thrilled to have to go undercover as a competitor in a beauty pageant. Now, Gracie, who works for the FBI, is dealing with some very public attention thanks to her waltz down the runway. Her overnight celebrity does not impress her new partner, Sam Fuller. Sam, by the way, Fuller is a woman, played by Regina King. But the pair has to put aside their differences when one of Gracie's former pals, Cheryl Fraser, played by Heather Burns, turns up missing, and the FBI is put on the case. Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous, will be shown Sunday, October 9th, with a matinee performance at 2 o'clock and an evening performance at 7:15. And now to our classic movie, which will be shown on Wednesday night. The theme for the classic movies for the month of October, which is Halloween month, is Frankenstein, His Family, and His Friends. And the movie this coming Wednesday is Bride of Frankenstein, which came out in 1935. It lasts 1 hour and 15 minutes. Its director is James Whale, who also directed the movie Frankenstein. The movie stars Colin Clive as Dr. Frankenstein, Ernest Thesiger as Dr. Pretorius, and Ellery Hobson as Colin Clive's fiancée. The movie also stars Boris Karloff as the monster and Elsa Lanchester as the Bride of Frankenstein. And now the resume of Bride of Frankenstein. After recovering from injuries sustained in the mob attack upon himself and his creation, which occurred at the end of the movie Frankenstein, and those characters are played by Colin Clive and Boris Karloff, respectively, Dr. Frankenstein falls under the control of his former mentor, the sinister Dr. Pretorius, played by Ernest Thesiger, who insists the now chastened doctor resume his experiments in creating new life. Meanwhile, the monster remains on the run from those who wish to destroy him without understanding that his intentions are generally good, despite his lack of socialization and self-control. Pretorius now goads Dr. Frankenstein into creating a mate for the monster. Will Frankenstein and his bride become the romance of the ages, rivaling Antony and Cleopatra, Romeo and Juliet, Prince Charles and Diana, King Charles and Camilla, Tom Brady and Gisele Bundchen? Whoops, forget about that one. At the wedding of the monster and his bride, will Lon Chaney be able to finish his congratulatory toast before the full moon turns him into the Wolfman? Will the bride be able to keep it all together, or will her eyeball fall into her highball? Will there be a wedding at all? We'll find out on Wednesday, October the 12th at 7:15, just a single performance of The Bride of Frankenstein. And now, let's recap. On Saturday, October 8th, it's Father Stu, a 2022 movie starring Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson, which will be playing at 2 o'clock and 7:15, again, Saturday, October 8th. On Sunday, October 9th, it's Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous, starring Sandra Bullock, Regina King, and William Shatner. And that movie will be shown Sunday, October 9th, with a matinee performance at 2 o'clock and an evening performance at 7:15. On Wednesday night, it's our classic movie for the week. The theme is Frankenstein, his family, and friends. And the movie is Bride of Frankenstein, which came out in 1935. It's a whimsical movie. It's not scary at all anymore. It was back then, but not now. It lasts only 1 hour and 15 minutes. It will be shown Wednesday, October 12th, with a single performance at 7:15. Let's use the capper as we close the show. For the past several minutes, you have been watching Movies Preview at 5 Star. This program is currently running on the Channel 80 loop, with a new weekly program put on the loop every Thursday morning. Information for a movie playing on a particular day should be on the daily schedule by the elevators. Movie Previews at 5 Star is produced by Andrea Dotson and directed by Angel Helton. For the movie committee at the 5 Star Premier Residences of Dallas, this is Mel Ginsberg. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you at the movies.